Hello everybody, it's Edmund, and I'm doing this video because it's been 1 year since I'm vegan. I'm going to share with you the story of how I got here, and I'm going to give you the 3 reasons why someone turns vegan or stays vegan. First of all, I want to show you a beautiful background. I'm going to get out of the way. Yeah, this is a beautiful beach here in Cyprus, mid-November. I'm in a t-shirt, I love it. So here we go, let's get the 3 reasons out so I don't keep you waiting. Health, environment, sustainability, and ethics. I'm going to analyze them later, but I'm going to start with the story of how I started this. So about a year ago, it was like mid-September, end of September, something like that I decided to start my meals to be vegan. Because I wanted to experience, I've done a lot of personal development stuff before and experiments, and I wanted to experience what veganism is. How is it? Is it hard? A lot of people say it's very hard, or I can't do this, I can't do that. And I wanted to experience it because I'm also curious about what do these people feel, how do they act, what do they look for. So I started looking into this. At that point, I was actually eating once a day. I don't do that anymore, but maybe I should. But I was only eating once a day. So I said, okay, once a day, I'll do my meal to be a vegan one. It was quite easy. I'm half Lebanese and half Cypriot. So my mother is from Cyprus and my father is from Lebanon. And looking into the traditional cuisines of these civilizations, the Greek and the Arabic cuisine, basically it is vegan. Most of the nutrition is vegan. Lentils, rice-based stuff, tomato-based stuff, everything is vegan. Breads. So I didn't find it really hard. We have these places in Cyprus that are called, Tsistaria in Greek, rotisserie, I think it's called in English. Basically, you have daily prepared food for people to go and buy for lunchtime, let's say. So you have lentils, you have beans, you have like okras, pasta, all kinds of different stuff. And also another thing we have here in Cyprus and probably in Greece as well, because they have this Christian Orthodox religion, so basically Christian, they have some fasts where fasts actually don't allow them to eat dairy or meat. Now the difference between a fasting meal and a vegan meal, not the difference, things that are fasting but are not vegan are things like honey. Sometimes on a fasting they would eat shellfish, but I think it's quite easy to distinguish which foods contain this stuff. So it's not a big deal. I found it really easy turning vegan, even going out to eat or going to these daily rotisseries when I'm at work. It's very easy. And the other thing I want to point out, it's cheap. These are the cheapest foods in the supermarket. If you go buy lentils or buy beans or buy rice, these are the cheapest foods in the supermarket. It's not meat or dairy, So economic-wise also doesn't make any sense. Now, after a while, we started this corona pandemic, lockdowns and all that. So I started cooking at home. And I've always liked cooking, but I didn't do it much. And I found myself experimenting a lot, and I really loved it, actually. I've done a lot of creative things with it, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I've learned a lot as well. Now, I haven't found anything difficult about it. I'm not a person who is, I don't like being hard on myself, never. So if something is hard, I probably just break off it. But I said to myself at the beginning that I started this, I said, it's fine, if I don't like it, I'm just gonna go eat some meat and that's it. I'm not gonna push myself too much. But I didn't feel that. I have only one story with that. I think it was around the 3-month mark. So So I finished the first month. It was quite easy for me. I said, I don't see the reason. I looked into all the documentaries, the Game Changers, Dominion, Earthlings. There's a lot if you want to watch. Just ask me, I'll let you know, so you can get an insight of what's happening and why we should kind of drive away of this stuff. Anyway, so at the 3-month mark, I had a craving. I had a craving of actually KFC. Every now and then, even before I turned vegan, I would miss KFC and I would want to go and get some. And I really liked it, like the crunchiness and all that. So I said, oh wow, I want some KFC. I don't want to push myself. I'm really craving it. So I was thinking, the 3 reasons, like health-wise, I'm like, okay, health-wise, once every one in a while, it's not a big deal if you do something that's not really that healthy. Environmental-wise, okay, it's not a big deal, piece of chicken, come on. And then the ethics kick in, I'm like, okay, the ethics, I know, chickens in the barns and slaughterhouses and all that. But I said, okay, how much damage can I do? I'm just a single person, it's just a single meal. It's not like I'm getting that much of a consumption to be an issue. So I'm kind of playing these scenarios in my head. And I take my car and I drive and I pass through the KFC and I'm thinking about it. Wow, it's been 3 months. Now, do I really want to do this? Is that going to make a big difference to me? Is that really that important? And I was like driving around the shop for like 30 minutes, maybe even more. At the end I said, okay, this is not worth it. It's been 3 months I'm doing this. There's no point. It's just like a 10-minute taste thing, which probably I could get away with. Another thing I miss every now and then is here we have this Cypriot kebab. It's called souvlaki, and I used to like this. It's like a traditional. It's common food in Cyprus. So whenever I was craving that, they have another option with mushrooms instead of pork or whatever, chicken. So I used to take the mushroom one. I put some mustard pickles in them. I love those, and it would just go away. It doesn't make a difference. And it's amazing. So it is really easy to be a vegan for me. Oh, the cheese. A lot of people say, oh my God, I can't get away from the cheese and all that. And like, it's really not that a big deal. There's a lot of vegan cheeses, although most of the ones I've tried I didn't really like. And I preferred, especially at the beginning, because when I tried something I didn't really like it, I just like, I don't need cheese, I don't need milk, there's no point for it. Anyway, so I wasn't using it. But every now and then I see a new thing coming out and I try it, and some of them are really good. There are some companies as well doing pizzas and all that, vegan ones, and some of them are good, some of them aren't. But some of them are good. Especially there's ones without cheese at all, which I really love. If you want to know more, just let me know. I'll give you some guidance in Cyprus at least. I don't know about other places for Cyprus. So I want to get into now the 3 things we were talking about, the 3 reasons. So let's get started with health. A lot of studies show that consuming meat isn't great for you. We have all this obesity epidemic, even from kids, cholesterol, all that. It's there isn't a proper study that shows that meat is actually good for you. And if you want to see like ancestors and all that, we were hunter-gatherers, but we were more like scavengers and gatherers. We weren't really hunters back in the day. So of course meat played a big role in the human history, but we're not at that point now. And our life was so different. We weren't sitting in an office. We weren't going to the gym to get exercise. You were exercising all day. You had to find food. You had to put fire to warm up. you were all around the place. Even my grandfather, he didn't eat meat every day, or even now we eat meat or dairy in every meal. That's like mad. That didn't happen before. So in the old days, like my grandfather's time, when he was like 20, 30, they would eat meat once or twice a year, and probably due to religious reasons, Easter and Christmas and that kind of stuff. So meat isn't really necessary for our body. Let's take it from that. It's not necessary, and now there are so many vegans. If you watch the Game Changers, but there are so many vegans that have done this, and they can prove that you don't really need meat or dairy or any animal product or eggs. A lot of people are mad with eggs and their gyms and all that. You don't really need that. There's bodybuilders, there's Ironman, there's all kind of athletes, that are vegan. So that's all a myth. The second one is the environment, and that's a big one. The way it affects the environment is this. First of all, you're using a lot of space. In order to keep all these animals, you need a lot of space. Then you need far more space to feed those animals. So a cow, imagine how much food a cow needs in conjunction to me. I wouldn't need as much food as a cow, So you need huge spaces to feed livestock and huge spaces to put the livestock. And then you have all the gases coming out, methane and nitrogen and CO2 and all that. It's the second largest polluter. Agriculture is the second largest polluter for our environment. And the third bit is ethics. That's the big one, and that's the one that keeps you, as I shared with my story, it's the one that keeps you vegan. Because all the other ones, you might say, it's not a big thing, I'm not making such a big impact, but the ethics. I mean, if you think about your dog or your cat, they're animals, they're sentient, they show you love, they are playful, they are, cuddly. You feel them as part of your family. You are insulted if you see someone hurting a dog or a cat. Now even a lot of people have rabbits in their houses as pets, which I'm not sure it's a great idea. But anyway, even with dogs, putting a dog in an apartment, I mean, come on. Now a pig and a cow and a chicken, they're supposed to be roaming around huge distances, and they are sentient. And the biggest thing for me, even though I don't like the idea of killing anything, but you could kind of make it less painful, let's say. You stun them, you kill them, they haven't felt much, let's say, which I don't agree with anyway. But if you think about dairy, a cow gets artificially impregnated. She gives birth, her child is taken away, so you can have milk and cheese. This happens 6 to 7 times in a lifetime of a cow. And a lot of males, they get killed, just like male chickens. They're not doing anything. Most of them are just killed on their first day. The cows who are kept alive that are male go for veal. So I'm not sure if you understand when you order veal what that is. The thing is that you need to be able to understand how a vegan understands the way and understand the ethics behind it. Is, can you understand that piece of meat or that milk, can you understand the process of how it came in front of you? There is a video from PETA. I'll try and share it on my Facebook. And it basically takes a burger and goes backwards. I mean, you get the idea, yeah? The burger is minced meat. The minced meat came from a piece of meat. The piece of meat came from a chopped up animal. The animal is hanging upside down. It gets slaughtered. It was in a cramped space. Anyway, the ethics, I mean, no one can argue with the ethics behind this, I think. I mean, if someone argues with the ethics behind it, they don't have any compassion. A pig has the mental ability of a 3-year-old child. It's smarter than a dog. Imagine what they do to pigs. And it's not only what they do to all these animals, it's the mass scale that this happens. It's huge. It's huge. You cannot understand. More animals are killed every year than the population of humans on the whole of Earth. So anyway, I've gave you my reasons, I gave you my story. If you want to know anything else, just come to me. I'm just going to leave you. I think I gave you all the information, and I hope you make your own choices in life and try and keep them as close to your ways and your mentality and align with the way you act. Your money is your vote, and your vote is your vote. It's really important to be able to vote for people we want to give our voice to. We need to align with these people. And so is our money. When you pay for something, think about what you're paying. Are you paying for someone to kill an animal? Are you paying for someone to torture an animal? What are you paying for? Would you do what you had to get that piece of meat? Would you kill that pig? Would you kill that chicken? Would you kill that cow? Just play it in your head and see how you see things. So that's it from me. I hope you like the video. I hope it's not too long for you. I hope I didn't bore you. The future is vegan.